Hello and welcome to Declutter's Delight for Life. I'm glad to have you on. And tonight we're talking about decluttering is a way to learn to live, laugh, and love yourself no matter what. And boy, is that one I have learned a lot myself, even today, about that and how important it is to have those facets in one's life. Because one thing I have learned today is that my own attitude is one thing that nobody can take away except if I give it away. And I would hope for you guys out there that you can learn that your attitude is something that you can keep no matter what, because it's only if you give it away. The one thing I would like you to learn is that to be a person of action. That's one of the first things you got to learn if you want to learn to love yourself, no matter what, is that you got to be a person of action. And when you're a person of action, believe me, I can understand from even deep down in my own soul, I feel like I'm moving somewhere and I'm moving forward. And a lot of great things happen in life because I know that life never stands still, even for myself. When I realize that something is not working, I kind of think of this. You can throw anything at the wall, and if it doesn't stick, you can try something else. And one thing I'm learning, it's only a learning experience. And if you only look at it as a learning experience, you can try something else and learn from that. And sometimes you have to try many times. And when it sticks, then you realize that you got something that really works and it really works well. But then you have to really understand, and then you got to laugh. You have to have a heart full of kindness, compassion, and kindness for yourself and others, because one of the greatest things about having that laughter that has that with the heart in there, like I love to have, is that you have this sense of warmth that you can really do something and feel something for yourself. And it's a beautiful thing. And I would hope that folks out there would really come to understand that no matter what, life can throw you curveballs and you can learn to live with them. And you can fail many times, but if you keep on failing, you will win eventually. And that's a lesson that can be learned by anybody. Believe me, I have failed many times in my lifetime, but I realize I've come to the point and I'm a winner. And another thing is you got to learn to live and let go of the past. And when the past comes and it feels like it's going to come and haunt you, and believe me, I've dealt with a lot of the past. I've dealt with past physical, emotional, and spiritual abuse as a child, and dealt with disassociation and all sorts of trauma issues and car accidents and oh my gosh, being raped in a hospital. I'm not going to go into my tragedy story. A lot of you already know what it is, but the point is learning to live. You got to learn to live life, because you got to learn to live life. Because one of the things I'm going to do this coming week is I'm going to the ocean, and later this month I'm going to go to a retreat, and in August I'm going to Denver. I'm going to take you with me. And one of the things I have to do is open myself to the universe. And, even myself even with food, food, for me has always been my nemesis, it's been my crutch all my life. I even have to watch myself with that, because sometimes I want to lean on that. And I've had to watch that lately because of my own stress levels. And it's been a little too comfortable. And being in tune and being honest with you guys is that, it is a little too comfortable. And I have to, reaffirm that for me, my recovery is my baseline, and I have to have a baseline, and everybody has to have a baseline in their recovery and in their life and in order to function. And to me, that's part of living. And learning to live after that is learning to laugh. And laughter is a wonderful thing because it makes the soul much lighter, and you're able to deal with life a lot easier. And you know what? Life can be so serious, and you can feel that you're not going anywhere, and you feel like everything's so sad. You feel like nobody loves you. You feel so isolated. You feel like you're out in the rain all the time, but you don't have to if you don't choose to. Like I was talking about, is your attitude. We all own our own attitude. And one of the things I like to say is that when you own your attitude, they can strip. You have to think about it in these terms, is that we can all be stripped of everything we own, our homes, our cars, everything, all our worldly possessions. But the one thing people can strip away from us if we don't choose to is our attitude. And our attitude can be positive or negative, or over whom we deal with. And one thing I've learned is I don't have to let anybody take my attitude unless I give them permission. And and that's not just positive thinking, that's my own thinking in realizing who I am. And there are several people out there in history, Lincoln, Gandhi, Mother Teresa. They had their own attitude, and they stuck by their guns, and they realized that you know a lot of them didn't have tons of stuff, but they stuck by their own attitude, and people came out and that reached them. And I think that was a wonderful thing because they gave us wonderful messages for our planet that we could all live by. And I like those kind of principles that they give us, because I like the idea of peace and tranquility and hope and love and kindness and compassion in the world. Because for all of us, we all need persistence and tenacity, but also along with that and follow through to have a full life and have a life that's worth living. And if you truly are going to love yourself, you have to take all these things into account. We all are more than the sum of our parts. And we are not the cars we drive. We're not the clothes we wear. We are what's in our heart, in our mind, what we see, what we hear, and what we say, or how we feel. And that is so important. But so many times we let others take over those, and we let them control us. Nobody needs to control us except yourself. And that's an important thing for you to take on, is realizing that even though you may be a hoarder or a clutter or a chronic organizer, that you have a choice. Everybody has a choice. And when you realize that you have that choice, then you realize that you can have your own attitude, and you can choose an attitude that's either positive or negative. I know my choice is I'd rather keep my attitude positive, and I don't have to give anything away I don't want to. And there's not going to be a perfect day, and yesterday was no perfect day. And just like with life, I have to deal with my challenges and work through them, and everybody does too. And all I want to bring to you guys is the truth and hopefully some understanding that life, even though may sometimes feel like it's overwhelming, and I can definitely understand those feelings, even having felt those myself here in the last day or two, that no matter what, we're all here together. And I'm hoping in the near future that we're going to have a live webinar, and it's going to be for you guys, and we're going to be able to come on probably Zoom and be listening for that. And our pathway of recovery is coming out. And we also have something at our website. And just enter your email address, and you'll be first in line for the pathways of recovery. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me an email at andrea@84streetrocks.com, or in the chat box down below, or in our comment section on our Facebook page. And with that, I wish you a great Declutter's Delight for life, peace and tranquility, hope and love, compassion and kindness, and let there be light where there is no light, because everything can have light if we all choose to have light in our lives. Blessings to you all, and good night.